The stale air in the cabin hung heavy, thick with a fear that hadn't yet found a name. A silent dread that permeated every corner of the metal vessel. It was just another flight, a metal bird slicing through the endless blue expanse, promising the comfort of familiar routes and destinations. Until the sky bled into a nightmare. I remember the hushed whispers first, a ripple of unease that began to subtly undulate through the rows of passengers. A collective sense of dread seemed to permeate the cabin before any official word was even spoken. Then, the announcement. The clipped, unnatural voice of the pilot, distorted by the crackling intercom, spoke of an unexpected change of plans. A deviation from the pre-planned course. A diversion, they called it. My heart hammered against my ribs. A frantic drumbeat against the growing silence that had fallen upon the plane. The once bright smiles of the passengers began to falter, eyes darting from one face to another, desperately seeking answers in the blank, unreadable expressions surrounding them. The shadows seemed to lengthen, the world outside the windows, taking on a sinister, unfamiliar hue, reflecting the growing unease within the confines of the aircraft. Then came the figures. They emerged from the back of the plane, their faces obscured by shadowed masks and their movements sharp and purposeful, like predators stalking their prey. Their mere presence seemed to choke the air, stealing the oxygen of hope and replacing it with a suffocating terror. They were in control, their every gesture a claim to absolute dominance. The hijackers, their intentions, hidden beneath the surface of their grim visages, time twisted and warped, distorting the perception of every passing second. The mundane, previously taken for granted aspects of air travel, the gentle hum of the engines. The practiced smiles of the flight attendants now became sources of unease. Veiled threats in a landscape of uncertainty. The initial shock gave way to a chilling awareness we were not going where we were supposed to be. And the path ahead was shrouded in an ominous darkness. Each agonizing minute stretched into an eternity. A slow descent into a vortex of mounting dread. The hijackers' demands, barked through clenched teeth and laced with icy authority, were a litany of fear and the unsettling reality of our situation. Every glance, every gesture, every whispered word was fraught with the oppressive, suffocating possibility of violence, of an abrupt and terrifying end. The world outside, once a symbol of freedom and boundless possibility, became a steel cage, its windows offering only a distorted view of the encroaching horror. The stories of other hijacked flights, tales of unimaginable terror, flickered through my mind, each one a fresh wave of paralyzing fear. The fear wasn't just for myself, but for the strangers beside me. Their lives now inextricably intertwined with mine in this horrifying dance of control and despair. We were all passengers on a flight to an unknown destination, our fates hanging precariously in the balance, at the mercy of the unseen pilots, the ones pulling the strings of this airborne theater of fear. The final moments are etched in my memory with brutal clarity. The metallic tang of fear, the suffocating pressure of being trapped in an inescapable situation. The world tilted on its axis, a disorienting sensation that amplified the growing sense of impending doom, and then, a deafening silence. The engines quieted, the plane shuddered, and we had landed. But the journey wasn't over. We were in their world now, and the true horror, the abyss of their cruelty, was only just beginning. The sky, once a symbol of dreams and the promise of new horizons, had become the backdrop to a living nightmare, a canvas upon which our worst fears were about to be painted in the blood of reality.